Still ahead this morning, we're taking a fresh look at your finances as we close out the year. We'll share some tips for managing your money amid a lot of uncertainty on the markets these days.
You know, it's been a bumpy month on Wall Street, spurred by falling oil prices, rate hikes, and trade tensions. Much of the year's gains have been wiped out pretty much in a few awful days of trading.
So what does it mean for you as we head into the new year? Here to answer that question is financial advisor Michael Ruggiero. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thanks for having me back.
So to Anita's point, we've lost all the gains pretty much of 2018. Just within the past several weeks, it's just been a bloodbath. That said, we're still up in the air on a lot of issues. This trade war with China, this uncertainty on the tech side with some of these big companies and data breaches. Are you optimistic? Are you bullish going forward?
Yes, I think that for 2019, the general consensus is that the economic growth should be at about 2.4%, which would be better than where we're going to end up by the end of this year. And as far as corporate revenues are concerned, it should be around 10%, which is still a good number. Now, it will probably slow down. Both of those numbers will probably slow down towards the end of next year. But from a fundamental standpoint, from an economic standpoint, a market standpoint, there's no boogeyman out there. This is all really political risk. It's all about the China tariff, the trade war. It's about Brexit, which they have to make a decision on by the end of March. Something that a lot of people are not talking about really is the financial condition of Italy. So it's really all political. The fundamentals are in place to have a good year next year.
So what would you tell people, because you have different people that are in different stages of their life, what would you tell somebody who's young, and what would you tell somebody who's nearing retirement at this point?
You need to keep it very simple and not to panic. And a very simple rule, and this may be overly simplistic, but look at it this way. If you're 30 years old, you should have a portfolio that is 70% equities and 30% fixed income. If you're in your 40s, then it becomes 60% equity, 40% fixed income. So it depends on where you are at in your life. I would say that you should probably look at buying into large cap companies, and a large cap company is a company that has a market cap of 10 billion or more, because they have a lot of cash on their books. They can withstand any volatility, and let's not kid ourselves, there will be some, and they will more than likely pay a dividend. So if you're going to stay in the market, you may as well be paid to stay in it.
What companies fall under that category, though?
Oh, you're talking about your IBMs, your Boeings, companies like that, established companies that have been around a long time.
You know, diversification is something we talk about every year at this time, but you know, the hard reality is if you've got a 401k that is stock-centric, it's lost close to $9,000 this year. That's got to make a lot of people very nervous. Is this just a question of telling people to be patient and not let your own angst get the better of you?
Yes, it is absolutely a question of that. It's also, again, where you're at in your life, what your financial condition is, what you want it to look like next year and moving forward.
All right, what about corporations themselves, and what should they be thinking about right now? CEOs.
Well, they're looking at the trade war, and they're looking at what's going to go on over in Europe as well, because, you know, we're all connected globally, so that affects everything globally. The trade war is a big thing, and don't kid yourself. Yes, it's about cars and it's about soybeans with China, but it's also about semiconductors and chips. Okay, no, and the United States has always been the leader in that, and China, excuse me, is trying to become a player in that field. And the U.S. is kind of, they're trying to reel them in and put them in their place. They don't want them to be a leader in this space. So it's about that as well.
Economy's been chugging along for quite a while. Are we, though, now at the risk of saying goodbye to the bull and welcoming a bear market going forward in your mind?
No, I don't believe so.
Okay.
I don't believe so. I believe that we will still be, we'll be in a bull market. Again, things should slow down towards the end of next year, but the numbers will still be positive. You just have to be patient, diligent, and know where you're at with your portfolio.
All right, if people have more questions for you, where can they find you?
I'm in the Orland Park office. You can reach me there at Ameriprise, 312-582-0015.
All right, Michael, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
I'll be right back.